What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so this is something that I just saw, unfortunately, break as far as the news wires, and that is that actor Val Kilmer has died at the age of 65. Now, Val Kilmer, of course, has been undergoing a very long battle with throat cancer. According to reports, he died of pneumonia. I'm pretty sure that was related to his throat cancer. I think it was back in 2016 in an interview, Michael Douglas revealed that Val Kilmer was going through a throat cancer battle. But I don't think Val Kilmer initially uh, confirmed that. But ultimately, I think he was in kind of denial about what was going on with him. And he fought a long, valiant battle against cancer. And Val Kilmer is going to have a complicated legacy. I think the first movie that he caught people's eye with was, I think it was called Real Genius. Came out in the mid 80s. But of course, it was his role in Top Gun that really catapulted him and put him on the map. And he was a very good actor. Very good actor. He had leading man looks, but he did not. He had grit about him. He was no pretty boy. He was no prima donna. Although he was supposedly hard to get along with on the set, which of course ultimately blackballed him from the major studio hierarchy, or that network, I guess I should say, and relegated him to independent films in the latter part of his career. But after the Top Gun role, which he reprised back in 2023 in Top Gun Maverick, although by that point in time, he could no longer speak due to his throat cancer. But he was critically praised for his performance as Jim Morrison in the Oliver Stone movie The Doors. I think it came out in 1991. And for that role, Val Kilmer dressed as Jim Morrison for a year. He memorized all of Jim Morrison's music. He essentially became Jim Morrison. And he was the best part of a really good movie. After that, he appeared as Doc Holliday in the movie Tombstone. That was another critically acclaimed performance by him. And I think the biggest movie of his career, I think most of you would agree with this, is when he took over from the Batman slash Bruce Wayne role from Michael Keaton for the third installment of the Batman franchise. I think it was called Batman Forever, which came out in 1995. Now that one, because so many people complained about the second movie, Batman Returns, being so dark in tone, they wanted this movie to be a little bit more comic book style-y, you know. And it wasn't that Val Kilmer did a bad role. He just wasn't as good as Michael Keaton. And also, you know, it's been rumored that the reason why he didn't reprise that role is because he wasn't, like as I said earlier, alluded to at least, he was not an actor that got along. He wasn't, supposedly he wasn't easy to work with. And of course, he was replaced by George Clooney in the disastrous, I think it was called Batman and Robin, which nearly killed the Batman franchise. It wasn't resurrected to almost a decade later with Christian Bale. But then Val Kilmer, I know he appeared in a movie called The Island of Dr. Moreau, one of the last Marlon Brando led movies. That movie was a disaster. Although it had its fans, But the director of that movie said he would never work with Val Kilmer again. Val Kilmer was just a very demanding actor. Some directors described him as psychotic. Um, and after that, he began to transition more into, another role that he had, of course, was in the critically acclaimed Heat, which of course starred Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I didn't want to forget about that movie. In late '90s onward, like I said, he was blackballed more out of the industry, so you started seeing him more in independent movies. One movie that comes to mind that I liked that he did was he portrayed porn star John Holmes in Wonderland. That was a movie based on the Wonderland unalivings, I'll put it like that, that John Holmes was allegedly, or at least suspected of being involved in. Then afterwards, I didn't really see him as much. He started having some health issues. He didn't quite look the same. Um, and he was in movies and things, but he just wasn't the box office star that he had been in the 80s and 90s. And for the past decade, I just been hoping that he would overcome this issue with the cancer. And it looked like he had beaten it, but you know, complications, I guess, set in, and we lost Val Kilmer. And 65 in today's day and age is definitely not that old at all. And as I said before, he's going to leave a somewhat complicated legacy because while he did reach a peak, um, his alleged inability to play nice led to him being ostracized and then blackballed out of the industry as far as the major studio network is concerned. And then again, sometimes that can be a blessing in disguise because some of the best movies are those third party or independent films. They're some of the best films where, you don't have to worry about some of the commercialization that occurs with the major studio networks, and actors and directors can have more freedom, artistic freedom, and artistic expression and things of that nature, man. But anyway, salute to Val Kilmer. May he rest in peace. Tell me what you guys think.